Hi, my name is Alexa Alvarez, and today we are working on it is Lab 6, which is biochemical testing, and we are utilizing methyl red and Vogue's Proskauer, as well as we'll be doing catalase testing. So this first part of the experiment, what we will be doing is we will be setting up our vials here of MRMVP broth. There's 5 mLs, and we have to inoculate with E. coli cultures as well as the epidermidis cultures that we have created in the beginning of the course. And we are going to add a few drops into each one. I believe each one will take about 4 drops. And it looks like it's about, I think that's going to be it in terms of the first part of this part of the experiment. And it looks like we're going to have to incubate for about 48 hours. So today is Monday, specifically Monday, August 17th, and it is roughly about to be 7 p.m. So we will hopefully be checking on them. Looks like after the first 48 hours. So in the past we've had to first view for growth after 24 hours, but it looks like for this one we have to wait the actual 24 hours to look for bacterial growth. And if it doesn't, then we incubate for another 24 hours. So I already have 2 pipettes soaking in alcohol, and I pretty much have everything situated here. So I have I'm assuming these we're probably going to use at a later time for part of the second part of this experiment. But I have both of my E. coli as well as epidermidis vials. And I think what I'm going to do, just for the purpose of this experiment, is I'm going to set these empty test tubes aside, and I'm just going to work with kind of what we need for now. So it looks like we are going to get started. So we have to sterilize pretty much everything that we're working with, and we're going to transfer, like I said. So each one of these vials is already, our broths are already labeled. So this one's E. coli and this one's epidermidis, and we're going to pretty much add 4 drops of the live cultures in broth into each one. So let's get started. So we're going to start with E. coli. I'll bring this closer. Since these do have flat bottoms, it's really nice because I can just literally set it there. And then we have E. coli. I'm actually going to take, no, I can wait. Okay. It smells gross. Okay. So we're going to grab some cultures from in here. And we're going to add 4 drops into the broth. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to go in bleach, just a few. We're going to re-sterilize this, and we're going to close it. So we don't want to smell this. Okay. And then we're going to sterilize this one also. close it. Now, epidermidis. So that's sterilized. Now, I'm gonna work with this one. And then 4 drops in here. 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to re-sterilize this and close it. All right, so now we just have to wait, and I'm gonna go through the instructions of the next part of this experiment. So for this part, we're done with what we have to do. We just have to wait the 48 hours. So come Wednesday evening, I will be back checking in and see how our bacterial growth is going. And if we don't see any growth, then we will check back Thursday. Hopefully though, we see some action by Wednesday, because yeah, that'll be exciting. So I will be back in just a few, and we'll get started on our catalase. Hello again. So like we left off, repeating kind of where we left off earlier. We are working on the second part of this experiment, which is, or the exercise 2, which is catalase testing. So what we are going to do is we are going to utilize our plated cultures, and we're going to collect some from here from each one, and we're going to create slides. And we have to use some hydrogen peroxide, and we're going to transfer hydrogen peroxide into each one. And essentially, if it says we have to add 1 drop into the sample and observe if there's a formation of oxygen bubbles, and that'll be able to tell us if we get a positive or a negative result. So we will get going on this part. So I have to label each slide, 1 for E. coli, 1 for epidermidis, and then I have to draw some circles so I know entirely where I am placing the cultures. So the one side has the writing for labeling what it is for, or what culture it is, and on the back side I'm going to draw a circle. Okay, that's done. And there's the other. Okay, so I had originally taped my cultures in here just because the lids are kind of flimsy, so I didn't want them to open while I have them stored in the refrigerator, so I sealed them. So I'm just gonna break the tape on each side. And I'm just gonna do both since we're already here. Okay. So I'm going to fill this up with hydrogen peroxide. I'll set this off to the side just because it'll be easier to transfer. And then let's just get this organized. So we have epidermidis, which is on this side, and we have E. coli, which is here. We're going to start with E. coli. So my loops have already been soaking in alcohol for a while. Still a little wet. Okay, should be fine. So we have to collect a few cultures from in here. Okay, we're gonna place them in here. So you can kind of see there. That. And then we're gonna work with epidermidis. Okay, so again, we're gonna collect some more cultures. Okay, so again, there's the culture. Sorry, you get the glare of the screen. Okay. So now we're gonna add, we're gonna pipette 1 drop of hydrogen peroxide onto the samples, and we're gonna look for a reaction. So I'm gonna grab, hopefully you can kind of see. So there's no reaction there. Actually, let me turn you. Okay, so actually we are seeing a little bit of a reaction. So originally it was a little creamy, and it looked different. Okay, so that's that. Now We're gonna add another drop onto the epidermidis. Big difference. Okay. So that is a positive result for catalase. And then there's the other. All right, so that gave us an idea of what each culture, what the reaction of each culture was. So for the epidermidis, that was a positive result for catalase with the formation of oxygen bubbles. And after seeing the reaction for the epidermidis, E. coli technically is a negative. So once we finish part 1 or exercise 1, then we will go over more in-depth results of what entirely all of this means. So for now, we are done with kind of this part of the experiment. So now I just have to go back and upload some images and record my observations, and then I will be back. So like I said earlier, today is Monday, so I will be back on Wednesday, and we're gonna look at hopefully see some growth out of the broths that we inoculated earlier prior to this, and there's going to be a little bit more that we're going to do just to look to see what type of reactions we get with the methyl red and the Barrett's reagents. So we will be back in a couple days. Thank you so much.